Hey, good evening. Welcome to our review show. As we continue to review Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, Episode 8. Um, Dwayne is not here with us tonight, and it's just myself and Keisha. And we're just gonna start off and just talk about the episode and what we thought. What's up, Keisha?
Hey, what's going on?
I don't know. You tell me about this episode. It's back. It took a week off, which last week I was really surprised it was off. To be honest with you, it caught me off guard because they didn't give us no warning.
Yeah, it was random.
So, how do you feel about the episode? I actually, in the flyer I did, I actually put some stuff up there. How you feel about Rock? Like now, since the Iraqi guys or whatever finally came through, she's taking it on the offensive now. She playing offensive now. She trying to get back her streets that unique but messed up and Marvin done killed Quan and Rob Quan.
Yeah,
That was a
Marvin is
surprising
like,
twist. That was honestly because at the end of the day, her going against Quan kind of surprised me that they would go there. Um, but that's what she decided to do, and it was a very different episode. We finally know who killed Famous.
I kind of
We
had a
fi-
feeling that it was Pops, and
yeah, they was behind it, which I thought was interesting that they did it. But at the end of the day, the way he was talking for somebody that basically works in the shadows and they deal with Kanan, like I see why they did it. Like he to them, he's not family. He's reckless to their business and
yeah,
reckless to what they got going on.
and I
It's
just think that they're in the shadow type of people.
yeah, yeah.
They ain't for nobody but themselves.
I know we talked earlier that both of us feel it so. We feel like it's so naive of Kanan to think that Rock is behind everything, which has been basically the premise of their mother son relationship. That she has always been in the shadows doing stuff, not in shadows, but she's always been doing stuff that affects everybody. So I'm just amazed that he would think that she would kill Famous.
I don't really think that Kanan is that street smart. I don't think that I think he's learning on the go.
Mm.
It's no benefit to his mother to kill
He
Famous.
he he definitely sleep at the wheel. I mean, even Juke got a little bit more
I
eye for the
mean,
street and the stuff going on. He
she was robbing people. Why? I still don't understand the whole narrative, but she was outside. She was on the porch a little longer than him.
yeah, because his whole thing is that I know it's Rock, like I know it's her. And then even when he told Juke, she was like, nah. He just like, oh, I knew you was gonna say that. I don't know. He's not very and I know I sometimes knock the actor when he's playing the role, but to me, he's trying too hard to play the role, and the whole character just is just too much.
I think it's you don't like the writing for him.
That possibly could be true. I mean, he doesn't come off as authentic. Once again, we seen the Jersey guys over there, which I still think that's Jersey guys were not one over there.
Oh my god, I
Maybe one
missed
or
that. I
two.
fell asleep that day, but I hate the whole Jersey. I hate the whole Jersey narrative. I hate the whole Jersey thing.
Yeah, because even when they said it during this episode was like Jersey ain't gonna be doing that. Unique was like, nah, you tell them. Like, what do you mean you tell them? They wouldn't have been over there talking, posting up on no block talking about uh this is anybody's block who's not unique. It's like we tell it. No, if anything, it might have been one or two, and they still would have treaded lightly, not being on their home turf. To have them basically posted up in in Queens is crazy. It's just not going to happen. That's just not street. That's just not something that goes on in the street, from what I hear. Like most street people will be like, nah, you can't go nowhere and just post up. You got to know somebody. You got to get a pass. So for them to have that in the writing, I thought was crazy. What else did I tell you about that I noticed was shot out? And I was at the store. I was in the store. I can't remember what it was. Something funny. Something funny. I was like, nah, it's not believable. No, basically the cops kidnapping the girl was crazy.
Yeah, for what? Why? I mean, what does she possibly know?
Mm. And what does she possibly have? What is even if she is Kanan's girlfriend, like she don't know nothing. Like, why would they go at her? You never really even see her. Like, if they wanted to shake Kanan down, they don't want to Kanan themselves. Why would they go to her? They're not being paid to kill Kanan, as they say, the Stark kid. And then, like, is those two cops working with the detective? Because the detective seemed like he's really trying to find out who killed Howard and who killed Ronnie. So it's interesting the angle
I
that they.
mean, the cops is why would they? The cops aspect is just not well written in this show. To me,
Well, I think you know what's funny. I think the reason why is because in every power they have to have a law enforcement element. However, in this one they shouldn't have because this is all about raising Kanan. So you know Kanan did not get locked up till he got older and he had to sit down going into the regular power. So you didn't even have to have it going on unless somebody's going to jail. Have them there, but not so much integrated into the
I mean,
whole.
I like the cop is his father aspect in the beginning, but now that Howard is dead, um, and he's an embarrassment. So he's an embarrassment. His partner was an embarrassment. I just don't see the police
Yeah,
fighting this battle um, the way they make the storyline suggest.
yeah.
I'll just put it like that.
That's-
But I did like Lulu.
oh, of course you did. I'm quite sure you liked the Lulu naked scene.
No, not really. But I did.
I don't know what that was all about. That's typical of these shows.
Yeah.
They gotta always do some weird stuff.
It's just
Like,
like random.
yeah, what was the purpose of you showing this man's backside? What are you trying to get him some undue airtime? Like, what was that all about?
I felt like that was random, but I did like him step like I ain't never been no punk. Which we
Yeah,
had this discussion offline. Like that's not really how it works. Like if you don't put in work or you don't put in time and people know about it,
they
they
ain't
ain't
gonna
just
never think you
going
was soft. They ain't gonna never
right.
think you was soft. They ain't gonna never think you was a punk. They gonna be like, yo, like he said it at first. Yo, your reputation, man. I don't, I never was able to put it with the face. But still, when he transitioned or left the street to do music or whatever, he still would have never looked at him like he was soft. It would have been, yo, it's a new day out here. Like I gotta eat. Streets gotta eat. But he basically tried to play Lulu out, like, yo, you
Right.
know, and even the dummy man mission, like let's be honest, once the dummy man mission happened and they killed the wrong people, they wouldn't have doubled back and tried to kill the guy now.
No, that's stupid.
That's something they wouldn't have did. If
And
anything,
they done got free from killing these white people. I mean, for
yeah,
lack of
if anything, they would have tried to extort old boy.
right.
They probably be like, yo, you don't put us in harm's way. You don't fucked up on your intel. Now we gonna do what we gotta
And
do.
people don't really put that into play, but extortion was really big in the late 80s and 90s. I mean, I'm just keeping it real.
back then, I think that most people, if you was in the street, you respected the robber. The robber got respected, not the thief. The thief is the one who take old ladies' pocketbooks and do stuff.
Right. It's different.
But the robber, he got some type of form of respect because the street guy, the drug dealer knew okay, these the robbery boys, these the stick up kids. This is part that comes with the game. I gotta respect what they gotta do. And they gonna leave the quote unquote squares out of it and let the squares be the squares.
Right.
I thought that was interesting. The whole bringing, brother Kenyatta from the bookstore, like eventually, that is going to probably be
That was very
random. It was random.
black exploitation to me.
Yeah, it was very random. And it's like,
Very.
yeah,
I'm so Black Power. I'm so knowledgeable, but I'm still
yeah.
robbing the community or doing.
Then
Yeah,
he told the dude he was gonna send Lulu to the ancestors.
yeah.
I don't even know if people talk like that back then. I know that it was some guys that may be on, like you said, the Black Power movement, but they definitely wasn't going to be trying. If anything, they'd have been trying to go up in the bank. They wouldn't have been trying to rob their own, or even when Lulu stepped to them, and he stepped to them in a way that was not harming.
Yeah, he wasn't like real aggressive with how he came at them.
Yeah. But other than that, like I told you, I like the episode. I mean, it's
I
episode
mean,
8.
I like the episode. I did. I like the episode. Marvin is just like on a train, a disaster train, which is obvious.
Marvin, you could see where they're going with Marvin, i.e., getting killed or getting locked up. He's doing too much stuff at one time, being reckless. I don't like the fact that every time we turn around when Marvin does do something, Rock's got to lecture him like he's a can't get right. And you see the battle with Marvin. You saw it. You see it like, he got offended when Quan said to him, "Ain't you Rock's brother?" Like you could see where, like, no, he's tired of living in her shadow, but they never gave us the background of how, from what we know, Marvin was messing up and he was supposed to hold them down, and basically Rock had to get him together. They never gave us the background. It was always a theory of him dealing with Juke's mother and so forth and so on. So without giving us that background and the theory not being out there, I do think it kind of like she's clowning Marvin all the time, which I just don't get it. I don't get it. But it's being messy. He's gonna find out that he killed not only Sal but the other Italian. Now he got the Chinese boys gonna be looking for revenge.
And then what's the guy that was with Unique in the beginning, but they don't seem to have any interaction anymore? He killed somebody too.
Yeah.
So
then they don't even show his boy in the wheelchair anymore. Like,
oh, and what's the boy name? O-Cee, OG?
yeah. Poor Marvin, yo. Poor Marvin. Like, what are you
I don't
doing?
think how Unique killed him was like he just got killed for getting on his nerves. I mean, that's essentially, but like, why would you go there and ask him for anything? I would have. That didn't seem smart to me either.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and then little man finally got killed. Little man looked. But why did Kanan act like that? Like, and then he stormed off like Kanan. Your people is getting picked off one by one. Unique is back. Like, put one and one together. Even if, like, even with Famous.
Did his mother tell him Unique was back?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Even with that, right? You would think he would be like, okay, well, maybe Unique killed Famous. He automatically thinks that it was Rock. That's the interesting thing. Like, Rock is his go-to. Like, dude, it may have not have been Rock.
First of all, the way Pops and Snaps acted, I would have been suspicious. But again, he's not as mature as what we think he is.
And he's definitely not paying attention.
Because we got to remember, he was a sheltered kid. This is all like really new to him in the last 2 years.
So Keisha, we ain't gonna be up doing the review too long. We do our rating, 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest. I'm gonna give this an 8. I'm gonna give
I'm,
this an 8,
I'm, I'm good with that. I was going 7.
7.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
feel like the episodes are getting better. I feel like we might get what is it, 10 episodes?
yeah.
We might get one more dud, but I feel like,
Nah, 9
they're
and 10
gonna
ain't
be
9 and 10 ain't
huh?
gonna be. They're gonna go out with a bang the next 2 episodes.
They're gonna um yeah, that's what I was gonna say. They recovering from that first half.
Yeah, yeah. 9 is probably gonna be the bang. 10 is gonna be basically the remnants of what happened in 9 and getting ready for next season. But like I said, I gave it an 8. I liked it. I thought it was okay. I mean, with all due respect, a lot of not just this particular show, but a lot of these shows are not living up to what they're living up to. Someone made reference, a friend of mine, he made reference to something about the shy, and he gave a perspective on the shy that I never heard before. And now since he said it, I said, "Ooh, I've been missing that on the shy." And you have been saying it on the shy, as far as, and even in here, like when you look at the Power Universe, there has never been what we consider a positive woman in the Power Universe. And in the shy, you see that it's never been a quote unquote positive male figure.
Yeah.
Everybody has always been some type of corruption or has some corrupt stuff going on.
Or a crafty person.
I
I
keep
mean,
getting a
like, I didn't
go
want to
ahead.
curse because I know we on YouTube, but yeah, like it's no redeemable qualities in the women on the Power Universe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
You
very
know,
true. But
not mothers, not grandmothers, not the nice old lady in the corner store. Like every woman that you come across is just like unlikable. You know,
mm-hmm.
devious, cutthroat. So, which is weird, or that could just be, his relationship with women.
Yeah. But I don't want to keep you. We don't need to. Like I said, sometimes we do this show for about an hour, sometimes 40 minutes, sometimes half an hour. But there's no need. We have nobody in the chat that's participating this week. Maybe the brothers that's usually here are not here, or they'll probably catch the rewind. Dwayne isn't here, and our usuals are not here. But definitely something to look into going into episode 9, and what's going to happen next. And now, since Rock did this power play, let's see where this is going to go, because eventually it's going to get to a head on um, basically Stefano feeling like he was betrayed the whole time, and some of the cut underhand stuff that he's done with the Italians. Um,
Right.
what's
And
going to
some of the
happen with,
stuff that he's done did to come in between Rock and Marvin.
yeah, all that's going to come to a head. Like, they giving Stefano a respect as a mob guy, but at the end of the day, he bleed like they bleed. What's going to happen with Lou? How is him committing these 2 post addicted murders? How that's going to affect his way of moving now?
And how
Is
does
it going
that
to
work
affect
right
him?
in front of the studio?
Yeah, yeah. They made that a little hot 97ish, huh?
Yeah, very much so. And the other guy scared to death.
A lot of people don't remember that with Junior Mafia and Lil Kim went to jail because of that shooting. History has a way of telling you. 50 has a way of talking about things in his art, in his shows, that talk a lot about what we know, what we deem as you know as we say, the culture. But any final thoughts, Keisha?
Nope, just looking forward to the next 2 episodes.
All right. With that, appreciate everybody for joining us. See, if you want to play back, remember to like, share, subscribe. And until then, take care and everybody have a great, fabulous week. Take care.